What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Now, I've already uploaded a video utilizing Gear 5 Luffy in a free-to-play team, so, free-to-play subs with Gear 5 Captain against the Heavenly Demon Garp Challenge 13-star difficulty. So, our aim in this video today is to kind of do the same thing, but against the Revolutionary Army 13-star difficulty Garp Challenge. I do think when you compare the two, I think Heavenly Demon is a bit more difficult, so hopefully we have a bit of an easier time this time around, and we're going to be building with some different units as well. So we're going to see what we can get done against the Revolutionary Army. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So this is the team that we have here, once again using Gear 5 Luffy as our captain, and we're using the 6-star Gear 5 Luffy as the friend captain. So we're going to use this hybrid scenario this time around. Yesterday's video with Heavenly Demon, we ended up using Ace and Yamato because they have the really cool ability of resisting Special Bind. Special Bind isn't really going to be happening in this content, so we don't have to worry about it, but there is actually a stage that does have Bind and Special Reverse and stuff like that, so being able to resist it is pretty good. As for the subs on this team, we have the Yamato that came out a couple months back, free-to-play unit, which you can pick up from the PKA shop. The Chopper is a Kizuna unit. The Usopp, I believe, is a free-to-play Pirate Rumble character. Now, the Akainu, I don't think the Akainu is actually relatively accessible. He might be one of those units that was a free-to-play unit that came out a long time ago, and they just haven't re-released him, which I think is a bit unfortunate, because what the Akainu does is actually pretty good, as you guys will see in this video. And the ship, we're just using just a generic 1.5 times attack boosting ship, so any ship that will give a boost to your whole crew is going to be ideal for this one. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So of course, as for the way that you build with Gear 5 Luffy, the 6-star plus one that is, we wanted to have one of every color on the team, and we also need to have 3 characters that fulfill the EX Super requirement. So in this team, we've got Usopp, Yamato, as well as the Chopper. These 3 units are all some of the units you can use to trigger the EX Super of Luffy, of both Luffys that is, as both of them are actually going to be pretty useful here. And we also have one of every color, and we don't have any dual units either, so we don't have to worry about, certain stages or certain turns where we don't have that super effective damage. We're always going to have it, which is going to be really, really nice. So we'll go ahead and kill these penguins to get some cooldown, and then we'll be good to go. So I'm not too sure how fast this team is going to be. There might be a couple of turns we need to stall on some of the stages, but I think we'll be okay. Like, I don't think this is going to be that difficult really at all. Now, the thing is, though, is that I believe the 6-star Gear 5 Luffy, he only gives buffs to Free Spirit, I believe. Sign Free Spirit, right? Boost Sign Free Spirit attack by 5.5. All other characters still get a 4.5 boost. So everyone receives a buff at least, which is good. So we don't have to worry about that. It's just that characters that are either Psy or Free Spirit will receive a slightly higher attack boost. We'll go ahead and kill the Dugongs. Moving on to stage 3. So this is where things get a bit more serious. So we've got, what's his name? Hack, with a bunch of random mob characters surrounding him. And we get a bit of damage dealt to us, half HP. And we also get given attack down, I believe. Yep, so, like, we could try and stall it out, but I think it'd be better we'll just use this Usopp here. The Usopp doesn't really do a whole lot, but is just a good strength free-to-play unit that is one of the EX Super requirements that gets rid of attack down. There's a couple of units you could use, but he felt pretty good here. So now we'll go ahead and just kill these guys. Boom. Boom. Okay, not too bad. That was pretty good. And I think we're going to be at low HP for a pretty large majority of this content, so I guess picking up recovery slots where possible is good. Another thing I just realized right now is the fact that when you have a recovery slot, the 6-star Gear 5 Luffy, the friend captain, he says that he allows you to consume recovery slots every time you hit a perfect. I actually forget that that is a thing, so we don't have to worry about hitting goods or greats to pick up recovery slots. We can just hit our perfects as per usual. So this stage is pretty annoying back in the day. V1 Rayleigh was really good for this stage because you get given, I think it was like 7 turns or something like that, like 7 turns of despair or 8 turns of despair, and then you get like a bunch of bind for the captains as well. And then also the top 2 rows get special reversed, but the 2 captains of Luffy just deal with these gimmicks all together, which is great. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to kill this stage in 1 turn. But I guess we'll see. Let's just do some damage and see what we can do. Alright. Oh, we did. Okay, that was pretty tight in terms of damage. I think if your Gear 5 Luffy isn't level 150, you probably wouldn't be able to kill that stage in one turn. Nothing really too crazy happens, just they have lots of end of turn healing, so you need to just make sure you can outpace that healing. It's not really too bad, and you only have to kill 2 of the characters on that stage and then they just run away. This stage is also pretty annoying with Koala and Sabo, as they treat colored slots and recovery slots as badly matching. So if you have a way to generate a full board of like tandem slots, Wano slots, Semler slots, Rainbow slots, a Super Bomb if you want to abuse that too, those slots are going to be really good here, especially because they're locked as well. So that would be nice, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. We just have to take our time here and just kill over time. So let's do it. Just make sure we hit our perfects. And then finish with the super effective hit. And even with a full board of badly matching slots, it's actually still doing okay damage. So Koala will go down here. And the other thing is that even if we get to a point where the enemy kills us, we have a revive with Gear 5 Luffy, which is fantastic. Of course, you do not revive if you have already activated the EX Super Special, or if you have revived already, then obviously you don't get the second revive, which is kind of annoying. But you just have to be careful with it, because our ideal usage of transforming him into Gear 5 Luffy is going to be in the next stage, which is against Morley, as you guys will see in just a moment. We kill Koala. Sabo doesn't do anything here. I believe after this turn, if he doesn't die, he does do bad things to us, but we'll go ahead and kill him here now. Pick up those recovery slots as well. Boom, there we go. And then Sabo, I forgot what he does here. What does he do when you kill him? He just retreats. Does he just heal and leave? Yeah, okay, because we'll be seeing Sabo and Koala a little bit later on. Now, Morley, again, back in the day when this content first came out, Morley was one of the most annoying stages in this entire content, because he has Threshold, Defense, and then, like, after 2 turns have passed, he, like, adds more Rainbow Shield or more Defense. I can't remember exactly what it is. He also has Resilience. So the way that we'll get around this, we'll go ahead and use the EX Super of Luffy to transform him into Gear 5 so that our normal attacks will bypass the damage threshold. Now, a lot of people that are new to the game don't realize this, but Gear 5 Luffy, when he allows your normal attacks to bypass defensive effects, does not bypass the boosted defense effect. Because every character in the game, all enemies, have a base defensive value, and this basically increases the base defensive value. So Gear 5 Luffy doesn't allow you to bypass base defense, but if it's a defensive effect that reduces damage, like a Threshold, which is what you'd see here, reduces damage taken above a certain level, or a Rainbow Shield, which is straight up damage reduction or damage nullification, or a barrier, he bypasses those types of effects. So I just wanted to state that, because there are some people that don't know that. So just keep that on the in the noggin, you know what I mean? We've got this Akainu here, and this is the reason why Akainu is so good. Because he does a couple of things. Number one, he reduces defense by 100%, so we can not have to worry about the increased defense. But he also does end of turn damage, which allows us to bypass the enemy's resilience effect. And then we can also use the Gear 5 Luffy EX Super here. We are using quite a lot of specials here, but Morley is such a threat that we need to get rid of him as soon as we possibly can. And activating all of these specials will allow us to do that. So now, just hitting our perfects should give us the win against Morley. Yep, pretty easy damage there. 9.4 million damage, 9.5 million damage. And then we got stage 7 against Bello Betty and a bunch of other mob characters here. So attack down and paralysis. This is why we have the chopper on the team, because he can help us remove that. So we'll go ahead and activate his special. So it gets rid of attack down, it gets rid of paralysis, it also gets rid of bind as well. So it actually does a lot of different things. So it's a good utility special to have. And then we can activate... actually, no, we're not activating anything else here. I think just normal attacks is all we need, because we do have a color affinity buff. I believe the Chopper special only gives color affinity to certain classes or types. Yeah, Dex and Cerebral 1.5 times. Well, that's with Stage 1. Stage 2, I believe, is a 1.75. Yeah, but because we have one of every color... Gear 5 6 plus Luffy makes all of those specials become rainbow buffs. So either way, Gear 5 Luffy, he's going to be super effective. He's going to have a color affinity buff. This should be more than enough damage to take down Bello Betty. Easy, 10 million damage with his tap alone. Moving on to stage 8, we have Lindbergh. This stage is not a stage that we can kill in one turn. We do have to take one additional turn here because the Yamato special does only remove 3 turns of paralysis. So we'll take 1 turn of stall here. This guy doesn't really do too much on the first turn. We removed the bind that was inflicted with us via the 6-star Gear 5 Luffy captain, but paralysis is obviously still a problem that we have to deal with. And then Yamato can now remove 3 turns of paralysis, but she also gives us a tap timing bonus buff, which is really cool. So free spirit and striker characters, I believe. Whenever you hit a perfect with them, it's going to provide buffs to your chain. But because Gear 5 is our captain, this will be for all characters. Yeah, that's awesome. So what is it currently? It allows you to get a 0.4 increase per perfect, and then after 1 turn has passed, we get another buff, where if we hit a perfect, it increases it to 0.5. So this is looking really good here. We have 2 super effective hits with Usopp and 6 plus Gear 5, and that should be enough to get the kill. Let's get it. Easy. Easy. This has been very, very easy so far. No issues at all. So now we've got Karasu, again, a stage that is pretty annoying, but the 2 captains help us deal with a lot of stuff here. We resist the despair. We don't have to worry about the enemy's damage threshold. We have tap timing bonus buff, but this is actually only lasting for quick and Psy characters this time. That's interesting. Okay, so when you launch the special, it makes it a rainbow special, but if it's a clock buff, and I assume it works for the perfect buff as well, where if you hit like 3 perfects, you get a buff in the next turn, it probably means that that won't become rainbow either. So I guess it's good to know. You know, we're just learning along the way, you know, learn something new every day. I don't know if our normal attacks are going to be enough to secure victory, but I feel comfortable that Gear 5, the base Gear 5 special, should be enough damage to get the kill on the final stage. So yeah, we'll go ahead and use the 6-star plus Gear 5 Luffy special, which provides us with an attack boost, which means on the last stage we're not going to have an attack boost, but we're going to have a color affinity and an orb boost on the last stage, so I think that should be probably more than enough to get us the win. So again, Gear 5 Luffy. I love the fact that the 6-star plus Gear 5 Luffy, like the fact that he's super effective against all types is obviously amazing. But the other understated fact, I feel, is the fact that he has a matching slot every turn. I think that's so understated, and that really helps him do so much damage against the opponents. But normal attacks here should get us the win pretty comfortably. Easy, easy. 27 million. I don't know, we might not have even had to have activated the Gear 5 Luffy special there, but either way, we've made it to the final stage. Again, like, this has been super easy, a lot easier than the Heavenly Demon Challenge with free-to-play subs. So, the Sabo Koala gives us block slots, we can only use 2 specials, and that's just kind of it. Like, it's pretty easy, so we'll go ahead and use the 6-star Gear 5 Luffy, which changes all slots, including block, into Psy. We get a color affinity boost and an orb boost to Psy Free Spirit, but because of the way that Gear 5 works, it should be for all characters instead, and this should be more than enough damage to allow us to get the pretty easy knockout against Sabo Koala, as well as an understated 2 million fixed damage against the opponent as well. And I guess without further ado, let's just go ahead and get that dub. Let's get it. Boom, there we go. 49 million damage just with the Gear 5 tap, and we didn't even attack with the quick Yamato. I wanted to get the last tab with that Luffy just to get that kill. But there we go. Free-to-play Gear 5 Luffy team destroying the 13-star difficulty content with free-to-play subs. And of course, if you've got rare recruits or summonable legends and stuff like that, you can build even better teams, even faster teams, more optimized teams against content such as this. But it's still a lot of fun to go ahead and use it. I love Gear 5 Luffy. He's one of my favorite legends in the game, and I love using this character. He's just so much fun, man. Being able to be super effective against all types with a really powerful EX basic super special being an attack booster or an orb booster depending on the content, and then of course the fact that he has a rush Sugo special which you can abuse as well. But that's going to wrap it up from me. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.